That morning, the sky was wavering between sunlight and rain as the storm approached the town. Diep held little Nhi's hand on the way to school, the child's soft footsteps and cheerful voice warming the chilly, uneasy weather. She had no idea that this ordinary morning would change everything. Out of nowhere, an older woman stepped in front of them, her voice trembling as she asked, "Are you, Diep?" When Diep nodded, the woman continued almost immediately, "And where is little Nhi?" The question made Diep tense. Who are you? Why are you asking about Nhi? I am Nhi's grandmother," the woman said, her voice heavy with exhaustion. The words hit Diep like a sudden storm. Ever since she found Nhi abandoned by the roadside, she had believed the child's family had left her behind. Yet here stood a woman claiming to be the grandmother, wanting to take the child back. Diep invited her into a small drink stall to talk. The woman explained that the family had faced a serious issue at the time and couldn't come to retrieve Nhi. That she had traveled nearly 100 kilometers to find her granddaughter today. She spoke about blood ties, about responsibility, about the unbreakable bond of family. Meanwhile, Diep sat silently, her hands clenched together. Since the day Nhi entered her life, her little home had been filled with warmth again. Nhi called her Mom, clung to her, trusted her completely. Now, just because of the phrase, blood relative, everything might be taken away? Diep could barely hold back her tears. Please let me stay with her for a day or two more. I'm not ready yet." The grandmother looked at her, part softness, part firmness. Finally, she nodded. She would return in 2 days. But even that small nod felt like a blade hanging over Diep's heart. She knew she had only 2 more days to cherish the child she loved like her own. Later that afternoon, Diep walked slowly through the cold wind. The storm outside was nothing compared to the one inside her chest. She wanted to call James, the man who had always supported her, but when he picked up from his business trip far away in Hai Duong, she only managed a few vague sentences. She still couldn't bring herself to tell him that the child he, too, cared about might soon be gone. 2 more days before I return, James said gently, unaware that 2 days was exactly when the grandmother would come back. When the call ended, Diep stood still at the end of the alley. The distance between her and James had never felt so wide. While James was busy touring factories with his business partners, proudly introducing his textiles and discussing contracts, Diep was struggling to keep her emotions from showing. Even when she signed the investment contract, something James had been waiting for, her eyes were swollen from holding back tears. Little Nhi noticed immediately. "Diep, are you crying?" she asked, tugging on her sleeve. Diep smiled weakly and wiped her eyes. No, I'm okay." But Nhi hugged her tightly and whispered, "I love you, please don't be sad." Those simple words from a child shattered Diep's heart even further. That evening, she took Nhi out for snacks and milk tea, something she hadn't had time to do for a while. Nhi ate happily, her eyes sparkling as she told stories from school. Diep watched her quietly, trying to memorize every little moment. "Nhi," she asked softly, "if one day I don't stay with you anymore, would you be sad?" Nhi's little head snapped up, shaking fiercely. I would be very sad. I don't want to go with Grandma, I want to stay with you." The words dug deep into Diep's heart. She wanted to hold the child tightly, but her hands trembled. She knew that love alone could not win against paperwork, bloodlines, and the grandmother's claim. That night, Nhi fell asleep in Diep's arms. Her hair smelled of sunlight, her breathing steady and warm. Diep lay awake, staring at the ceiling. She was terrified that when she closed her eyes and opened them again, the moment she feared most would come. Meanwhile, in a conference room far away, James suddenly stopped mid-conversation. He stared out the window with a strange, uneasy feeling pressing on his chest. "I wonder if something's wrong with Diep," he murmured. He reassured himself that he would ask her everything once he returned. But he didn't know that when he finally came back, everything might already have changed. He didn't know that Diep might no longer be there. He didn't know that little Nhi might be gone. He didn't know that this business trip could be the last time he ever saw the 2 people he cared for most together.